should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better. Don't
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please. This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hello, happy Friday to all of you lovely people that are here with me this here day. I appreciate y'all so very much for being here. Let me access our live stream. There we go. Thank you guys for being here. I greatly appreciate it. It's good to see you, Edith and Lori Ann, and my lovely Bellis. Good to see you. Rhonda, good to see you. It's been on the news every day. Oh no, what? There's a 14-year-old Springfield Holyoke that's missing 4 days now. It's been cold outside. I hope they can find this little girl. I'll look it up. I'll look it up so we know about it. Southern Cats, good to see you. Rachel, good to see you, and thank you for being here. Wolfpack, good to see you, and thank you for being here. Mimi, Miss King of Anything and One Sunny Day, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Percy and Angela and Leslie Atkins, thank y'all for being here. Hio, good to see you, and thank you for being here. And UTD became a member. Thank you so much, UTD, for becoming a member. I greatly appreciate that. I will grab the crazy train to pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. It's good to see you, my dear. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Yes, crazy train and all. Mustang, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, so you said Springfield. Let's look it up. All right, we got something. We got something on it. Let's see what it is. 828. Hold on. Let me get my pen to write down my timestamp. All right. 843. All right, so let's see what's going on. It says the Springfield Police Department is actively seeking the public's assistance in locating a missing 14-year-old girl named Nastalija Webster. She was last seen leaving for school and has not been in contact with her family since. Nastalija is described as approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 165 pounds, with red and black hair and a nose ring. She may require medication and was last seen wearing a Westfield State hooded sweatshirt, sweatpants, and Uggs. That's boots. That's going to be boots. In the East Forest Park area near the East Longmeadow line. The police are urging anyone with information to please reach out. Here's a photo and an article. Oh gosh, she's so cute, beautiful. Springfield, Massachusetts. The Springfield Police Youth Aid Bureau is seeking the public's assistance in locating a missing 14-year-old girl. Springfield police said that Nastalija Webster left for school on Monday and her parents have not heard from her since. She was last seen in East Forest Park near the East Longmeadow line wearing a Westfield State University hoodie, sweatpants, and Ugg boots. Nastalija is described as approximately 5'7", 165 pounds, with red and black hair and a nose ring. Police say she may also be in need of medication. If you see Nastalija or have any information as to where she may be, call Springfield detectives at 413-787-6360 or the non-emergency line at 413-787-6300. If you think you see this child, call 911 immediately. Maybe take a picture. I think the way it's spelled, I think it's a beautiful name. It's spelled Nastalija. So can't quite get both of them in the same frame. There's both of the photos kinda where you can kinda see them. Yeah, of course, of course. I hope they find her. Her eyes are so beautiful. She's got big eyes. Oh gosh, I hope they find her soon. Lord have mercy. It's kind of a sad name to you? Hmm, interesting. Snarky Pants, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so if you guys see Nostalgia, call 911. Missing from the Springfield, Massachusetts area. She was last seen in East Forest Park near the East Longmeadow line, wearing a Westfield State University hoodie, sweatpants, and Ugg boots. Oh God, I hope they find her. Okay. Hey, Sweetly, good to see you. Rhonda and you are in the same area, are you? Very creative name. My son is Michael, but I spelled it Michael. That's cool, Wolfpack. Mariel, good to see you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I love that too. Okay. We got a couple of things to talk about before we go over the next body cam. I've got 3 articles to share with y'all that popped up. Um, so we'll talk about the stars first. Jeremy Renner, which I really like him as an actor. Secret text and alleged threats spark new Hollywood scandal. This one interests me because there's some things going on YouTube in the drama community right now that have me questioning a lot of things. I don't know that it was necessarily text, but it had to do with comments and alt accounts. So I saw this and I was intrigued because of what's been going on all morning. All morning. So the article reads, Jeremy Renner's once private world has been thrown into turmoil after Chinese filmmaker Yi Zhu accused the Oscar nominated actor of sending her explicit photos and pornographic videos, engaging in drunken triads, and later threatening to call ICE when their relationship soured. What? Chinese filmmaker? And you're going to call ICE? Mm, that was a stupid thing to say. Okay. The allegations, which Zhao made public through Instagram and later detailed to a news tabloid, have left Hollywood reeling. Jeremy Renner's filmmaker partner speaks out. Let's see. Ooh, what we got? What we got? What's going on here? Okay. Jeremy Renner's film partner claims he sent her explicit photos and videos to woo her and then threatened the unthinkable when they fell out. Look, there he is, and she's in the background. There they are together. Oh, yes. And then there's some kind of probably pornographic. This okay? What the hell? Hawkeye and Mayor of Kingstown star Jeremy Renner allegedly threatened to call ICE on his filmmaker partner, and she claims he sent her porn gifts too. She says, Dear Josh, thank you for your courage to expose this. Jeremy Renner continues to diffuse online via fake accounts and trolls. He never met me or never sent me nor any victim any unsolicited corn as hid introduction card with a new fan smear campaign saying I'm ugly. This is not okay. No Sora can falsely real lived experience can falsify real lived experiences and sign contracts, and a scam account would not be able to share his real home address where he's there welcoming me or the hotels he paid for me with receipt and in person reception. AI is not able to fake that. This experience really shows the dark side of Hollywood and the smear campaign to deter women and Asian female filmmakers and women in general. I'm appalled but happy to read also many support from friends and media that will continue to uncover domestic abuse of women, and the unwanted, unsolicited corn attack against innocent young women. I love Hollywood, but we need to stop the cover up for misconduct affecting other women. Thank you, Daily Mail and Josh Boswell, for pushing me to say the truth. The other women speak up. Two other women speak up. Don't be afraid. Oh, shit. Hello, Abraham. Good to see you. Um, there they are at some house, it appears. Why is he wearing all white? What the hell? To the fans' smear campaign and lies he spreads claiming it's a fake AI, no proof those are not AI from everyday life. That doesn't look at all like AI to me. I mean, y'all can let me know, but that looks legit to me. I mean, you can kind of tell when it's AI and when it's not. That looks real. I don't know how you could make it any realer, you know. Yep, all opinions are welcome as always. Oh my Lanta. It's good to see you. What did you say? I missed your comment, my love. I'll take several if you're offering. What I missed the first comment. Julie, good to see you. And Texas woman, I missed y'all too. Good to see y'all. Thank you for being here. I don't know what you said, my Lanta, but I'll take several of whatever y'all are offering as well. Doesn't look Rachel said it doesn't look like AI to me, but who knows anymore? I don't think that's AI at all. That looks like him. Jeremy Renner, what you doing, babe? I got home already. That was fast. Ha ha ha. Eating some food. Drop off. Hollywood star 54 accused of vile ice threat against female movie maker 34. Jeremy Renner's filmmaking partner has accused the Marvel actor of threatening to call ice on her after she confronted him about alleged misconduct. She's thanking the Daily Beast for expanding her voice and asking for other victims to speak up. Let's go back to the article, as I didn't see this picture. It says, my team and I love AI for its positive usage aspect that can improve efficiency and our lifespan. I'm curious, after many Jeremy Renner fans have been attacking me and my team on all platforms, accusing us of using another person's body as if it's Jeremy in our documentary. If it were true, it would not fall under the documentary category. And if our skills were so good, we should be hired by Sama, Grok, MetaQuest, Zuckerberg. I believe in AI's potential, but we say no to illegal misuse without the living person's consent. Most of all, no more trolls and no to misinformation. Sharing a real iPhone shot clip. Oh, there's the photo. I want to see it really big. I agree. I think that that's real, honestly. Is Mylanta, I think it's for stomach issues. Abraham said, as long as it ain't ass whooping, I'll take one too. Right? Hmm. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm sorry. I just about coughed my lung up. I didn't want to be coughing on the microphone. I apologize for muting for so long. I trust absolutely nothing now with AI. I think it's real, honestly. Hmm. UTD said, once you relocate, would you consider doing a support channel for all that love you? You could be such an inspiration for us. I appreciate the compliment. I don't quite understand what you mean by support channel, like, a channel putting out information, or let me know, like, what you mean specifically. Abella said Jeremy was the guy who was run over by his own snowplow. Oh, Lord. Really? I'm gonna look that up. All right, let's go back to the article and continue reading about that. That is very sweet. Thank you for the compliment. Quickly, Southern said, okay, play devil's advocate. What if he broke up with her and she's just saying that to start trouble? Yeah, you got a point. I'd like to see some proof. Yuzi, a filmmaker who collaborated with the Hurt Locker star on a documentary and animated movie, claims her experience with Renner quickly turned from professional to deeply unsettling. In a candid interview with the Daily Mail, she said the actor's behavior escalated during what was supposed to be a routine meeting at his home. Quote, I was discussing about the dock logistics. Then he drank a bottle of wine alone and got angry yelling for 2 hours. I had to location share to my team, my parents, and Disney colleagues in case something happened to me so they would know where I am. Unquote, Zhao recalled. The filmmaker described how fear took over as she tried to protect herself. She revealed, quote, I had to lock myself in a room to be safe, praying he would not come into the room at night as he was really angry. I did not say a word. I was so scared for my life, unquote. In text shared with the outlet, Zhao, 37, allegedly informed colleagues that Renner had been drinking heavily and became aggressive during an August 20th meeting. One colleague asked, quote, can you lock yourself in the bathroom? He sounds crazy. To which Zhao replied, quote, I did lock. Hope he can't open. I'm so worried. He yelled for 2 hours with one bottle of wine down alone, unquote. This is disturbing pattern of alleged behavior. And she's got that word. She posts it, from what I was seeing, like a lot of where it just has a word. Those having gone through the life that you have. Oh, okay. We should get together and figure out something about that. I don't know if I'd make a whole channel about that, but I would love to help be supportive to people who are living that lifestyle and going through some things, and go over resources with all of the things, with food availability, medical help, substance abuse, rehab. There's rehabs you can go to for free. I went to one a couple of times called Recovery Innovations. Those you can go to for free and they will help you. You won't get like Suboxone or anything, but they'll help you. There's programs too that I've done, like where you go in for like, you actually live there for like a set amount of time, 3, 6, 9 months, a year, or whatever. And they help you get back on your feet. They help you find a job and they help you get into an apartment and all of that. All of those things are really important programs. Lori said, you're meeting him in his own home? Oh, please. Abella says, sounds weird. Maybe he still has emotional issues after his accident. It was very traumatic. Interesting. This post says that word that you see, and it reads, in June of 2025, out of the blue, I received 2 photos of Jeremy Renner and then a string of unwanted, unsolicited pornographic images of himself via DM and WhatsApp. That was his introduction to me. In the same way, according to past media reports, I subsequently discovered he shared with other women in the past as a self intro. After having calls and text discussions, he allured me and sold me. He's looking for a relation and, of course, seduced slash flattened that he was a Hollywood star, fantasizing and loving me so much. I believed in him and the power of love and embarked on the most difficult months, plus 2 Oscar running projects. I kindly invited him to be part. Subsequently, I discovered to be destroyed by a set up smear fans campaign against me and our 2 projects. This is alarming to know in Hollywood we can still act in such a manner. I'm worried for other women who will be victim and might have been victim, being used as sexual object, abused and destroyed in such a manner. Hollywood hides these men and bad behavior for the sake of money. But do we still need to be a silent victim in the post-Me Too era. I thank the media reporters that reached out to me and are willing to support me and unpack the truth we need to endure in today's Hollywood. Help other women to tell the truth. All my statements are backed by written records. The article continues, according to Zell, the incident was part of a broader pattern of emotional volatility and inappropriate advances. On Instagram, she wrote that she had, quote, lived in fear for my safety and deep distress, adding, quote, it's with deep regret, sadness, and disappointment that I am compelled to share a truth I've been holding inside for too long, unquote. Zhao also accused the Avengers actor of misconduct, claiming he had sent her intimate photos and explicit videos early in their collaboration. Quote, Mr. Renner first contacted me directly in June, sending personal and intimate photographs of himself. Behavior that, according to public reports, he has exhibited before, unquote, she wrote. In her post, Zhao shared a screenshot of a corn video clip Renner allegedly texted her on WhatsApp. The clip depicted a male and female actor in a sex scene accompanied by a drooling emoji and the message, quote, this okay? Unquote. She further claimed, quote, I have a collection of these photos and these corn gifts he sent, unquote. Quote, he convinced me of his sincerity, saying that he had been single for a long time and open to a long-term relationship. I believed in him, the power of love, and the possibility of redemption, unquote, Zhao continued. Hey, Kalisa. Hey, Jenny Jen. Who wants attention? Contact the police. Slow down, Avenger, right? Right? Hey, Orange Rose, good to see you. After he's been after someone, they claim I've been hawk-eyed. Really? Yeah, other women aren't saying it. I'm questioning a few things too. I am. I mean, if it bothered you so much when he come out the gate with these explicit videos and photographs, then why did you date him? I mean, like if he is coming out the gate, like first text message, which is how I'm reading it, with videos and images like that, then I mean, I think it's obvious what he wants out of the relationship, and I wouldn't have talked to him again in an unprofessional manner. But not only did you went to his whole house. Like you even after that, you went to his house. Uh-uh. I don't want to blame victims, and that's not my intention at all. I just have questions as a logical thinking true crime creator. You know what I mean? Sending those pics before even taking her to dinner. Hand me the gauntlet glove. We need to snap our finger back in time. Right. Exactly. This post says Jeremy Renner and Yu Zhao's relationship unravels, and she's posted the words domestic violence. And this comment or this post reads, there are moments in life when silence becomes both shield and burden. For months, I carried my pain quietly in my relationship with Jeremy Renner, which turned out to have domestic aggressions. And by choosing to finish my films, Chronicles of Disney and Stardust Future, and give out a positive and romantic tone to the relation, no matter how heavy the days felt. When I read the past allegations of his ex wife, I did not believe them. After experiencing in first person and having had the fear for my life, I managed to endure thanks to my team and my friends at Disney's support, and I could finish Chronicles of Disney official and Stardust Future movie with my team in Italy and China. All statements are backed by written records. The article continues, before things turned sour, the two filmmakers had been spending time together near Renner's Reno home, where Zhao shared clips from them driving in his convertible. In October, she confirmed that they had been dating, but revealed that their connection had quickly deteriorated. Quote, I did not reach out to him. He pursued me. I didn't even know his name, never watched a movie of his. He used me and denied our work, unquote, Zhao said. The pair collaborated on two projects, Chronicles of Disney, a documentary featuring Renner as a key interviewee, and Stardust Future, an animated film for which he provided a voiceover. However, Zhao accused him of later distancing himself from their joint work. quote, no woman, filmmaker, or creative should have to work under such emotional and psychological pressure while trying to protect her name and the integrity of her work, unquote, she said. Their fallout reportedly deepened when Zhao confronted Renner privately about his alleged misconduct and asked him to, quote, behave properly, unquote. According to Zhao, he reacted by threatening to involve immigration authorities. She said, quote, when I called him out privately about his past misconduct and asked him to behave properly, to respect me as a woman and as a filmmaker, he threatened to call immigration or ICE on me, an act that deeply shocked and frightened me. Mm. Hey, Cara, good to see you, love. Oh, gracious, that's a lot. I need to see the context of the combo. What if they were flirting back and forth before the pics came through? Exactly. That's where I'm at with it too. Hey, Stephanie. Good to see you. To be frank, anyone who's been sucked into toxic cycles has overlooked red flags. Or to be fair, you're absolutely right about that. I will be the first to say that everybody often misses red flags or don't think anything of it. You're absolutely correct about that. Okay. So there's that post we read that showed the picture of him in the living room and then her behind him, and it says Hawkeye and Mayor of Kingstown. Sorry, I don't know why I keep missaying that. I really like that show. That's a good show. Star Jeremy Renner allegedly threatened to call ICE on his filmmaking partner, and she claims he sent her porn gifts. Link in bio. The Daily Mail obtained screenshots of alleged WhatsApp exchanges between the two, providing a window into their deteriorating relationship. In one message, Zhao called Renner a quote pig unquote, accusing him of using quote apps to send dick pics unquote, and added quote no one said anything so far unquote. Renner's alleged response read, quote, immigration will be notified of your, quote, with the remainder of the message cut off. Zhao declined to share the rest of the text with the outlet. See, nope. I got a problem. Screech and halt. Y'all are arguing back and forth, and then you're going to drop these messages and go to the damn news about it, yet you're not going to share all of the information. Again, immigration will be notified of that makes me think she told him something that she could be deported for, and he's using that against her because they are arguing. But not only you're going to them and you're saying, oh, he said this, but you're not going to show me why he said that, why he thinks that calling ICE on you would is a threat at all. Like, I absolutely not. That makes me think you're just trying to tarnish his name. If you're going to come out with text messages, you need to drop the whole entire text message, in my opinion. Kalisa said, then we have to remember how many so-called nice guys have been found out to be toxic, violent, and etc. It took many women calling it out to be believed. And if more women come out, I mean, maybe his ex-wife evidently has spoken out from what we just read a second ago, but I need the entirety of the conversations. Abella said, I've only heard nice things about him, but that doesn't mean a person isn't dark behind closed doors. Right. Rhoda, you're okay, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Exactly. What did she say? Right. I'm sorry you're dealing with that right now, Rhoda. Unless there's an open case keeping her from sharing them, it's suspicious to withhold the proof of your claims. Exactly. Exactly. Yep, we need a phone dump. We need a phone dump. It continues, amid the chaos, Zhao also reached out to Renner about the backlash she was receiving online during their Oscar campaign. His replies were reportedly dismissive, quote, I don't know any of these people and I don't control people, unquote. For Zhao, the lack of accountability was devastating. Quote, such behavior is unacceptable and the emblematic of the imbalance of power that continues to harm women in our industry, unquote, she wrote. Quote, this information and intimidation have not only caused personal and reputational harm to me, but have also undermined the collective creative work and integrity of all the artisans who contributed to this film, unquote. Hollywood reacts as Jeremy Renner remains silent. There's a post that she wrote the Daily Mail and is thanking them for inviting her to do an in-depth interview where she could detail all the dark secrets of Hollywood and the mistreatment as an Asian female filmmaker in Hollywood. Of course, the minute the interview came out, Jeremy Renner had to change his Instagram profile picture so he can say it was not him messaging victims, but a scam account. But the scam account wouldn't have 19.9 million followers reposting some of my content in the past. Same for WhatsApp. Of course, he had to log himself out of his WhatsApp so he can deny he has ever sent anything to any corn content to victim like myself or other women. Luckily, in the digital era, all metadata is saved and trackable. Thank you, Josh Boswell, for letting me tell my story, a story of survival against domestic aggression, corn abuse, and abuse in the workplace, and abuse as a woman. I'm sure there will be many other stories who will come forward, and I really invite the ones that have not spoken out to speak up. Our projects and all the people that have worked really hard and that are part of the project will survive the storm. I'm positive, and I feel the love and all the positive fan and positive media that tried to support us. And far, I can't, far can't glorify these abusers. The article continues, though she admitted it took her time to speak out, Zhao said she felt compelled to share her story publicly. Why is she wanting, yeah, why is she wanting to share her story publicly all of a sudden? The fact that he changed his picture and said it was a troll account that has 19.9 million followers, I'm not falling for. Absolutely not. Kelly Disdelicious, good to see you, love. I think she's trying to get him blacklisted. He probably did some things that he shouldn't have done, and she probably did some things she shouldn't have done, as is what usually happens in a relationship, okay? I don't disagree with that, but why are you coming out? And the biggest red flag for me is that you're not putting out all the text messages. If you really wanted to handle this, you would put out all the text messages. Oh, lateral parabola, thank you so much for coming in. Your daughter was like, Mom, she's live. That's so sweet. Thank you for being here, love. And tell your daughter I said thank you. Abraham said if there was a case, then she would be prohibited from sharing all text messages, not just hers.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
And I was thinking as I was reading, is she trying to make a case? Ma'am, nope, I need to see proof. Show us the pics he sent. Right, though. Really? I wouldn't mind looking at him, to be honest. Okay. Where were we at? It took me a long time before I had the courage to write this and speak up, she explained. I thank my team, my agents, managers, friends, other women who supported me in voicing such pain and humiliation I still have inside as I'm typing these posts, unquote. Photographs she shared from the day of the alleged confrontation showed Renner beside a half-empty wine bottle, his hand reaching for the glass, eyes unfocused. The other photos appeared to show the actor lounging on a couch with his laptop at what she said was his Reno home. The shocking claims have cast a shadow over the actor's carefully rebuilt image following his near fatal snowplow accident in 2023. Since then, Renner had been celebrated for his resilience and recovery, even returning to the red carpet earlier this year. Now, the allegations threaten to reignite scrutiny over his private behavior. As of now, representatives for Jeremy Renner have not responded to requests for comment. Meanwhile, Zhao's statement continued to spread online, with fans and observers divided between disbelief and concern. I need to know about this snowplow accident real quick. This one is from 9 days ago. So, if this article came out 9 days ago about something that happened over a year ago, that makes me think that his PR team is trying to put him out here in a positive light, because this talks about blessings. January of 2023. Drinking is not a crime. The accident was absolutely gross. I don't know much about it. We're about to find out, though. In my opinion, we as a society need to denormalize the instant knee jerk reaction in the media to sensationalize by demonizing the accused for clicks and views and normalize waiting for facts. Lord, ain't no other truth ever been spoken.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
I can't, I will play that twice because, yes,
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
abso-motherfucking-lutely. Abso-motherfucking-lutely. All right, so this article reads, Jeremy Renner describes blessing from snowplow incident. And again, it was published October 29th of 2025. So his PR, this is his PR team trying to come out and kind of put him in a positive light amid all this other bullshit, in my opinion. Almost 3 years after being crushed by a 14,000-pound snowplow, Jeremy Renner is sharing how the near-death incident has ended up being a blessing in his life. Quote, well, look, there's so many blessings kind of bestowed onto me because of being tested to your limits, unquote, Renner told Fox News. Quote, you know when you know, and I guess I got tested to a limit and still got through. I know what a bad day feels like. I don't expect to have any of those ever again. You know, it's that simple, unquote. The view on the accident is incredible given the injuries that Renner had to overcome. On January 1st of 2023, Renner stepped in front of his snowplow to save his adult nephew who was in danger of being crushed by the machine. Renner ended up being pulled underneath it, suffering extensive injuries, including over 30 broken bones and blunt force trauma to the chest. Lord have mercy. How can you paint that? I don't know. It probably sounds stupid of me to say this, but he did that trying to save his nephew. Like, that man don't seem like a bad man to me in that aspect. I know that, you know, people can do good things and still be bad people, but that speaks volumes for me. It did it? The view on it. Okay, there he is. Jeremy Renner shares how he has changed since his near fatal accident and some of the unique challenges he faces, is what that post reads on the Colbert Show. The article continues, incredibly, Renner was discharged from the hospital less than 2 weeks after the incident and even walked through a carpet in April of that year to celebrate the premiere of his show, Renovations. At the time, Renner attributed his amazing recovery to support from those around him. Quote, it's easy to do when you have the love and support I have. Doing it alone would have been impossible. A lot of people, some are here, were part of saving my life and keeping me alive to breathe and to move through, unquote, Renner said. Quote, it took a lot of people. It starts with my family, my daughter. Then a big part of my recovery was this show. It set a big milestone for me to get better, to make sure that all our hard work was not for naught. For me, it was easy. I had somewhere to go, somewhere to point, and I had a lot of love, man, unquote, he continued. The accident, however, will have a lasting impact on Renner's body, as now that he is nearly 3 years past the event, he knows that he will always be in recovery, fighting for his health. Quote, I'll always be in recovery, but I feel pretty dang good. And in the dark, I look pretty good, too. Not bad. I'm pretty handsome in the dark. Unquote. Renner quipped during an interview with Fox News. Oh, what? That's weird. Now I'm kind of questioning shit, since you're talking about a snowplow accident and then how good you look in the dark. The objective is to look good in the light and the dark. I mean, if you look good in the light, then you obviously gonna look good in the dark. Like, what, you got the damn fucking 9-inch? I mean, what why are you, what? I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm confused. I stop it. I need him to stop. I'm over here.
Now what the fuck is going on?
Are we talking about blessings or the size of our manhood in the dark? What the fuck's going on? Rachel said that was a terrible accident and he did save his nephew. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what I need to remember, not thinking about him in the dark. I need more proof. Sounds like two adults sharing adult things and things not working out. Exactly. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
You know? I think what he's trying to say is his body might be messed up. He only sees it in the dark, in my opinion. Possibly that makes sense. Think he was trying to make it funny. Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing, Snarky. Was he drunk or high? He's gonna have chronic pain and arthritis after those injuries. It's weird he's saying how good he looks. Maybe a weird quote. Yeah, maybe he was trying to be funny, like Oh My Lanta said. The article continues, praise the Lord for the amazing recovery that Renner has experienced and the positive mindset he has taken away from the event. Not many people could go through an accident like that and talk about it as a blessing afterwards. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, sometimes we all do really stupid shit, but it's not a good excuse. Could be an excuse, but not a good one. All right. So now we're going to talk about a ex-cop that allegedly called a 12-year-old a knockout. I'm going to say that one more time. An ex-cop allegedly called a 12-year-old child a knockout.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What? Full stop. Miss King of Anything said, I think he meant his body is messed up and only feels confident in the dark. That could be it too. That's why I love when we're all here conversating about these things, because I might misunderstand it, and sometimes y'all can clarify that for me. That makes sense. That makes more sense. It does. All right. So this article says Ashlee Bell is recounting her experiences in the Stoughton, Massachusetts Police Department Explorers Program, led by ex-Deputy Chief Robert Devine, where she alleged that there were blurred lines between mentorship and inappropriate behavior. Bell joined Banfield on Thursday to discuss her experience in the program, which is where Sandra Birchmore met her mentors and alleged future abusers. Really? Well, maybe we can skip this entire article and hear what she said on Banfield. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let's see. Um, 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 um. I might have to go to News Nation. Let's try News Nation. This article is from 13 hours ago, so it should be up top. Yep, there it is.
As many times that we have covered the story of Sandra Birchmore, we've never.
I wanted to tell y'all, so we're gonna just listen to this from Ashlee Banfield as they go over what's gonna be in the article. Sandra Birchmore case. All I know is that there was a girl that allegedly was impregnated by a cop underage, and then she died. I was gonna try to get more information on it, but I think most of that's out. So y'all have to let me know. Ex-cop, but current creep. Exactly. Hey, Amber and Kat, good to see you. Florida has a death penalty for CSAM. They do. I saw an article about that too. That's the Massachusetts case. Yep. These cops in Massachusetts need to go to jail. They covered up the murder of Sandra. They covered it up like the cops covered it up? More than just the one? Yep. I was thinking about the Michigan cop doing that too. The son died, the 2-year-old. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Okay. I just wanted to know if it was out, so I know if I needed to pull it or not. Proctor is involved with that case, the same Proctor as Karen Reed. Oh, Lord. That was heartbreaking. She was groomed during the youth program, impregnated, then killed. See, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up.
Had an inside look at the police youth program where Sandra met her mentors and her future abusers until now. You know Sandra's story as well as I do. She was found hanging from a door handle in her Canton, Massachusetts apartment back in February of 2021. She was 23 years old and 10 weeks pregnant. Her
God
death was
bless
ruled
her
a
soul.
suicide, but it was later changed to a homicide. A former Stoughton, Massachusetts cop named Matthew Farwell was charged with killing both Sandra and her unborn son. He was Sandra's longtime boyfriend while married to somebody else. And prosecutors say he began having sex with her at age 15, while she was a member of the Police Explorers program for kids. Sandra claimed, and Farwell apparently believed, that he was the father of her baby. But after she died, DNA proved otherwise, and that kicked off a whole new mystery. Who's the father? From internal police investigations, we know at least 2 other Stoughton officers had inappropriate relations with Sandra Birchmore. One was, wait for it, Matthew Farwell's twin brother, William Farwell. And another police officer was the deputy chief who oversaw.
So there's Robert Devine, the one that we're talking about in this case. I wonder if she knew, because William and Matthew are twins. I wonder if if she knew that I'm wondering if they played a switcheroo or something and both slept with her while she's thinking that she's only slept with one that's in a relationship. It's probably not very important. It's just where my mind went. She was 12 to 13 when she was in the Police Explorers program. He groomed her from then on, along with other cops. Jesus. The way she was spoken to by him was disgusting. Oh my God. I'll have to dig into that and see what I can pull
the
on it.
youth
Jesus.
program, a man
In the
named
morning.
Robert Devine. Unlike the murder suspect, Robert Devine and William Farwell aren't charged with having sex with Sandra as a minor, but police say they had sex with her as a young adult. Sandra
What
met
the
all
fuck?
of them at the tender age of 13, possibly even 12. And Matthew, the boyfriend, isn't the only one she apparently stayed in touch with till the end. A state police oversight board found that Robert Devine, the retired deputy chief, he had sex with Sandra for the last time just 8 to 10 weeks before her death. Remember? Sandra
Oh
was
shit.
10 weeks pregnant at most when she was hanged. And police say that Robert Devine contacted Sandra on the very same day that she died. Earlier this week, we brought you video of Robert Devine testifying before that oversight board, claiming that Sandra was the one who, in his words, propositioned officers for sex. This is the same man
Nope.
who investigators.
Excuse me, nope. I don't give a fuck what a child does. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if a child walks around stark ass naked. You're a fucking adult. Tell the child to put some fucking clothes on and contain yourself. Be a fucking adult. Especially a cop. Somebody in a position of authority that's supposed to help. But no, they passed her around. No, abso-fucking-lutely not. She probably did. Jesus. Oh, Cuff you, good to see you. In the same town that Karen Reed trial took place, this police department is so corrupt. I don't know much about the Karen Reed trial, but after the Karen Reed case, they reopened like 3 or 4 cases to look into because of the folks involved. Wow. I know. What kind of fucking excuse is that? Per Secretary of the United States, law enforcement does not exist to protect you. They only exist to uphold the laws. Adult and in a powerful position, right? The local police missed years of text messages and emails from Matthew. The feds stepped in and arrested him. This poor girl. My God. Yeah, exactly. Look away. Like, I don't give a fuck. No, you're a fucking adult.
Say communicated with her online under the name Marty Riggs from the Lethal Weapon movies. He denied that and everything else, but the board said it had, quote, overwhelming evidence to the contrary, end quote. And Birchmore wasn't his only illicit hookup. The former deputy chief also was investigated for an affair with a woman named Tiffany, which ended in a flurry of restraining orders, harassment charges, and Devine's suspension as deputy chief, not to mention all the dirty pictures that went out on a Facebook blast to all his friends and coworkers of him having
Jesus.
relations with Tiffany. And there, too, he blamed the woman for
He does,
everything, said that
unfortunately.
Tiffany was obsessed with him.
Okay, again, if a child is obsessed with you, like I just said, I don't give a fuck if a girl that's 17 years and 360 days old is walking in front of you stark ass naked. You are a fucking adult. You tell them to put some clothes on. And if this Tiffany, who was a child, or Tiffany in any of these programs, is fucking obsessed with you, then you need to take them to a counselor. There's something going on there. You don't say, oh, well, she was obsessed with me, so, I just did what I do as a man. What the fuck is wrong with you? No. Take all the fucking seats in the whole fucking theater. Absolutely not. Then you better hope the cops get to you before I do, because it'll be worth for me going to jail, just saying. Exactly.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
And I don't care whose child it is. My child, your child, his child, that child, those children, the child that bullied my children up the street. I don't give a fuck. Absolutely not. Carr said if a child comes onto you, you fucking disengage. Walk the fuck away and ask for the child to be removed. Yes, and try to fucking get them some therapy. She did. Okay, thank you for that, Amber. He was supposed to be a mentor and doing everything, but of course it's her fault. Zero accountability from these assholes, right? Lori said police in Massachusetts, way before Karen Reed's case, have been known to do underhanded things. Yep. Just his excuse.
And now comes some choice comments he made under oath about yet another woman, a girl, actually, whom he says was obsessed with him.
Get her some
Obsessed.
therapy.
How many women out there are obsessed with you, Robert Devine?
Oh my God. Look at her. She's so young. That is a fucking child. That is a baby. Look at her. That is a baby. What the fuck is wrong with you, sir? No.
This is the girl he was describing, by the way, 12 years old in 2001, when she too was a member of the Explorers program. You know, the program that Robert Devine led.
I didn't have a relationship with her. She was obsessed. She would have people drive her by my house. She would look up my phone number. She would use the other kids.
I'm not trying. Look, she's driving past your house, looking up your phone number, all of that. You're the motherfucking police, and you didn't. No, I don't think that. I don't believe any of what he's saying, first of all. But even if that was true, even if she was obsessed with you to that extent, then you call you. If you can't handle it as a police officer, you get therapist. You call the child's parents. You figure something out. I believe she was in the program because she lost her parents. I could be Jesus. God, that child just needed some therapy. Or at the very least, teach them how inappropriate that is. I mean, you're supposed to be a mentor, for goodness sakes. How is she driving at 12? Great, valid question, Mustang. Yeah, fuck around and find out. I know that's right.
AOL accounts to try to talk to me under someone else's name.
Right.
It was uncomfortable. There was a lot. It was just really uncomfortable with her.
What? Don't you fucking laugh, you fucking perverted fuck.
Did you reach out? I'm sorry. Please, I so you get in trouble. So no, spoke to my wife about it, and so she was aware that I was uncomfortable with this kid, and we just had the basic, well, be careful, everything else. And one of the big things when I worked in the school was I was never alone, ever. I was adamant about that.
Well, I don't think
No.
that's true. Not if what you're about to hear is true. That kid that he's talking about, the one who was obsessed with him, made him uncomfortable, didn't tell her mom or anything, but that kid is now in her mid-30s and says there was certainly a time that she and Divine were alone when he was a 30-year-old cop and she was a smitten 12-year-old little girl. Years before we all learned the name Sandra Birchmore, Ashlee Bell was a member of the same Kids Explorers program in the Stoughton, Massachusetts Police Department. And while Sandra's experience was uniquely tragic, having ended up pregnant and murdered after years of being passed around by police officers,
That pisses me off. I mean, it's already bad enough that these children, these girls were groomed and used, but they're passing them around the fucking police department. You are ruining that child's whole entire fucking life. That's not the kind of trauma you heal from. And you know that. Like, they should know that. But as being police authority, I know that. I'm not even part of any kind of law community or whatever. You know that. I can't. I mean, they ruined their whole fucking lives. And I mean, and ended up killing one of them. Definitely preying on the weak. She didn't know any better. None of them did, and they're just passing them around. Oh my God. Like, how fucking sick can you be? I'm not sure. I'll look it up, but maybe we'll find out.
Ashlee sees some pretty disturbing parallels in her experience with those cops. And Ashlee Bell joins me now live. Ashlee, thank you so much for talking to me tonight. I'm really sorry that we're getting together under these circumstances. It breaks my heart when I think about what Sandra went through. And now I'm reading about your background, and it's breaking my heart that you as a 12-year-old went through some pretty unnerving experiences. Let's just start with what it was like in that Explorers program. Can you walk me through it a little bit, what it was like for you, especially with Robert Devine heading it up?
Yeah. So, you know, in the Explorers program, there were just a lot of blurred lines between.
Yeah, there had to be for it to be not only one victim but a couple. It says yes, the Stoughton Police Explorers program included boys. The program was designed to help teens and young adults learn about law enforcement and typically involved both boys and girls.
Mentorship and friendship, and you know, between authority figure and a guy you can swear in front of. You know, he had a regiment. We ran throughout the center of town, but you know, then he would, like, you know, smack his wife in the ass in front of us and swear about his colleagues, and you know, it was just we.
There, that is blurred line. You're smacking your wife's ass in front of a bunch of kids and talking shit and cussing about other colleagues. Like, you thought that you were just a fucking hanging out with your friends who were underage and you were the most popular person in the room. You wanted to feel superior. You wanted to feel like you were top motherfucking dog, and you took advantage and ruined girls' lives. Like, I don't think anybody, it's hard to understand the gravity of becoming an adult and knowing that as a child, a 12 or 13-year-old child, that you had been passed around the police department. Like, how do you fucking begin to unpack that as an adult and understand that it's not your fault? How long is that going to take for them? I'm not trying to get in. I mean, it's probably been a terrible road for this young lady, and I'm so very proud of her for speaking out. But this should not ever have happened to begin with. Boys probably would. Yep, to normalize it and make them feel grown. Yep. Hey, Max, good to see you. These young explorer type programs are rife with abuse, and who are the kids going to tell? The officers, even adult women aren't believed. Right. And they're in these programs like as troubled youth, those type. Yeah, and that's what it seems like he thought that he was going to be able to reproduce that theory on the stand too by saying, oh, she was obsessed with me. You know, she's in this program for behavioral issues or whatever the fuck it was, and less likely to be abused. I mean, believed, not less like, more likely to be abused, less likely to be believed.
Felt like adults in the program.
I imagine,
It was just
yeah.
a little
And that's
different.
an interesting Yeah, that's interesting that like you're 12 years old and he's speaking to you in your recollection as an adult, like you said, smacking his wife's butt in front of you guys. Was it the kind of thing that a lot of the girls in the program had crushes on him because he had this sort of,
Probably.
you know, swagger
Yep.
among these little girls?
Yep.
Honestly, there weren't many girls in the program when I was in it. I was in the first class. There was maybe one or two. There was one other girl. She liked him, but he, you know, he was more girls with very, very troubled homes liked Rob Divine. Rob Divine surrounded himself with girls who admired him that also came from difficult homes.
Why do you think that is? I mean, he's presenting this type of swagger and surrounding himself with girls that are coming from troubled homes. He's a fucking predator who became a fucking cop. And that last name Divine, don't think he didn't use that. They make these girls think that it's their own idea and give them lots of attention and buy them things, and they aren't getting positive attention from other places. Exactly. That's why they fuck with them that are going through some shit. Exactly, police.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
And that's how they keep them from talking about it. How do you live with yourself and then go home to your daughters? I just can't. I can't either. It pisses me off. As sad as it is, we've got to educate our kids on this type of abuse before we send them out in the world or to school. 5 to 6 is too young, but 10 is too late. Some reason Maxwell and Epstein did it. Same reason. Yeah. Because the girls wanted attention, so they would never say anything. And they knew that, and they fucking used it, the sick fucks.
Not the girls that played sports with a mom and a dad that loved them. Let's just put it that way.
Yep.
Tell me about the basketball
very
games. I think you
calculated.
refer to them as touchy-feely basketball games. Give me an idea
Yeah.
of what you mean by that.
You know, I always want to be clear, you know, he never like touched us in inappropriate spots, but you know, it was just maybe not the greatest thing to do as a 30-year-old man alone in a gym with a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds. It was just a lot of bumping and grabbing big bare arms around you, you know, as a in limerence over him at the time. I loved it, you know. I didn't know.
Right.
So
I'm glad she realizes that she didn't know and knows that this is not her fault. JD DeLay is going after a pedo who lives in Oregon who claimed that the child came on to him, and this piece of shit has a video on TikTok about wanting to teach your children how to make love. What the fuck? Mm-mm.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
Jesus Christ. God almighty. They are all predators and were never held accountable. They tried to cover it up. Yep. Southern said being involved in the cop community. My husband's best friend is a cop, and we are involved in a lot of stuff with them. I can promise you most, not all, but most cops are dogs. I believe it. And I know there are some out there that are actually good. But it's fucked up that these ones that are so bad ruin it for all the good ones.
So, as a 12-year-old, you develop a crush on Rob Divine, as you call him, but he should have been Officer Divine.
Yeah.
Right,
I
Rob.
get it. Rob Divine. He should have been Officer Divine to 12-year-olds, but he's a resource officer. He's like really involved, right? He's running the DARE program. He does the open gym after school. You know, he seems to be very involved in all aspects of school. So, if you're developing this crush, is he doing anything to stanch that or back you off and set you straight because he's in his 30s?
Absolutely not. You know, I walked
What
straight
the
up to his
fuck?
face and I handed him a handwritten love letter at 12 years old. And he, you know, he felt stoic, I think. He didn't, you know, I told my 12-year-old daughter what I did, and she was mortified. She goes, "Oh my God, Mom, did he take you to guidance?" I go, No, he didn't take me to guidance. He didn't tell anyone. He put it in his back pocket and
Fed into it. But the fact that she, as a 12-year-old, felt that she could write a love letter and give it to him is a whole nother issue in itself.
you know, there was no oversight.
So he wasn't trying to dissuade you from this massive crush that you had. Again, at age 12, was there something that he did to?
Look at that picture of her right there in the middle. A child like that hands you, look at that child that looks like that. That picture in the middle right there hands you a handwritten love letter and you put it in your back pocket. No. First of all, the fact that that child felt like you could write a love letter to them is a fucking issue. And I would be questioning, okay, why does this child think that it's okay to write me as an adult a love letter like this? Second of all, I would be sitting them down and saying, look, I don't know what's going on here. I don't want you to think that you have done something wrong necessarily, but I'm not going to be able to be your teacher anymore or your mentor, and I'm going to put you in counseling, but I don't want you to think that you've done something wrong, because for that child to feel like they could write you a love letter as a fucking adult, that's something you've done wrong. I would be wondering where did I fuck up to the extent that they felt like they could even do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Uh-uh. The way we were raised in the 50s to the 70s will not work today. I agree with that.
To encourage it? Like, I'm just trying to find the balance here. Was he doing
Exactly.
something to make you? He certainly wasn't discouraging it, but was he doing things to encourage it?
He had to be.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly, it should have prompted him to set a boundary, and the boundary, there was no boundary. It was blurred. It was come to open gym. It was happy to see me. You know, it wasn't, there should have been a line drawn immediately. You know,
Yep.
this 12-year-old girl is a little crazy. Let's bring in some other adults. It was the opposite of that. You know, it kind of basked in the admiration.
Basking in the admiration of a 12-year-old girl, which is so gross. I mean, you think about it, you're a mom too, so am I. So
real weird.
Walk me through the time at 12 years old, you're doodling, and I think we've got some of the pictures from your scrapbook from when you were a kid. You've been making all these doodles, like I'm Robert Devine's girlfriend, you know, with the initials together.
Yep.
Like, here we are. I am RCD's girl.
I love RCD forever and RCD's girlfriend. Like, again, I can't get over the fact for her to think that she is his girlfriend. There's something that happened. There's a blurred line there that should have never ever been blurred. That fucking line between child and adult should be like highlighted, italicized, bold, underlined in fucking black, red, orange, yellow, all of the fucking flashy cut. No. And put a stop to that immediately. Who's the grown up? Right. The fuck? I hope he's in jail forever.
Girlfriend, RCD forever. You know, real love doodles of a little girl.
Yeah.
What happened when you found out that he was getting married? He was engaged.
You know, it was almost like he hid it from me. Weird also. But yeah, the day I found out, I mean, I was weeping. It was a huge heartbreak for me. You know, I didn't even know he had a girlfriend. I'm 12 years old. I shouldn't have known that anyways. So I found out he was getting engaged, or he was engaged, and, you know, I just wept, and, you know, I couldn't even handle it. And he clearly noticed and knew why, and he wanted to solve it. He wanted to fix it. So I call it the closet incident. You know, I was not sexually assaulted at all, but he brought me into this gym closet. And it's funny, he remembers how the door always was with the desk and the chair, but you know, it's weird because he definitely closed that door. I'll never forget that day. He closed the door, not fully. He pushed it back with his hand, and it was open about this much, but it was closed. And then he brought me behind a wall where you could not see from the doorway. So he said that, and that's wrong. He lifted me up. He put me on a desk. He kissed me on the forehead. He gave me a big old hug. And
What?
I was 12 years old, and he looked me dead in the eye, and he said that I was a knockout. Now, he remembers saying, we got a big age gap, you know that. And I actually forgot he said that, and my heart sunk when I heard him say that in the testimony. So he remembers that, but he doesn't remember calling me a knockout. And that when I'm 18, I need to come find him because he's going to take me out. That's what he told me at 12 years old, sitting on a
On the
desk.
day
That's grooming 101. That's what the person who groomed me from the age of 13. Well, if you were 18, oh my God, the fun we could have, the things I would do to you if you were 18. Just wait till you turn 18 and you need to come find me if you're not still hanging out here. Meanwhile, introducing me to fucking ecstasy and all that. We used to go there like every weekend, and I was tripping ecstasy at fucking 14 years old every fucking weekend. No, that's grooming 101.
that you're apoplectic, you're in tears because you find
Yep.
out that the crush that you have on him is dashed. He's now going to get married, and he takes you into a back closet, shuts the door, picks you up, puts you on a desk, kisses you on the head, hugs you, and says, you're a knockout, but there's an age gap. And when you're 18, I'll essentially come back for you, and we'll be together.
Yep. He said that.
What the fuck?
He said that. Alone in the closet to me.
Okay,
I was crying.
That is just super appalling. Again, I need to remind our viewers, if you're just tuning in, Ashlee Bell is with me. She was 12 when she says this happened. So now talk to me about the love letter that you wrote to him, because at this point you're now visiting him at the police station, like you're a regular visitor there, and you take a love letter to him to the police station. Walk me forward from there and tell me what happened next.
Okay, so the first love letter was about the first week of school in September. The second love letter happened well after the closet incident, which he somehow combined the two. So, liar. So the second love letter, I wrote a rough draft and I left it in my room. And I went to the police station. I handed him the final copy. I handed the disc, whoever was behind the desk, I don't know who, a man. And I said, can you put this in Rob Devine's, and he went and put it in the office because Devine wasn't in. And it must have been the next day. My mother found my rough draft in my room, and she was not happy. I think she found it when I was in school. And she didn't tell me what she did, but I heard her talking to my father, eavesdropping, and she said she stormed in there. She said, what is this? My rough draft. And he kind of like stuttered, and he pulled my copy out of his trash. And my mother was so upset because he didn't tell anyone about it. He just went,
Exactly. As a parent, having your child in this program where you think it's mentoring them and helping them, and then you find a rough draft of a fucking love letter in your daughter's room, and you go to the fucking police and ask them about it, and they're fumbling around and shit. And I would be fucking pissed. Again, I would be like, first of all, I need to know why my child thinks that she can write you letters like this, because something has happened or something to that. What has happened to make her feel like she can even give you this? First of all. Second of all, why haven't I heard anything about this? Why did I have to find this in my child's room? I'd be suing the police department. Yep. I'm glad to hear that mom did it that way.
threw it right in the trash. So, I mean, this is 2001, 2002. So, I mean, my mother tried her best. She yelled at him. And that was pretty much it. With that second love letter. And then I joined the Explorers very shortly after that.
But shockingly, he never made any comment to your parents or to counselors or anybody that maybe this little girl who's 12 needs a little help. She's got a fixation on me. No mention to anyone. Let me ask you this, and this is a tough question, Ashlee. When you learned of Sandra Birchmore, and you learned that she was in the Explorers group, and you learned that she had taken her own life only to be discovered that she didn't take her own life, she was murdered, what was your reaction?
When I first found out about it, honestly,
right, Angela?
I couldn't sleep. I will say I couldn't sleep. I cried. It was almost like puzzle pieces came together, and I was shocked.
Could you imagine having this happen to you and then find out years later down the road or however long it was that another girl was part of the Explorers program and she had at that time it was being said had taken her own life. I mean, that would be I mean, you would have to end up unpacking all of the shit that you went through, and I would think, yeah, she took her own life because they were fucking with her literally. And then to find out that no, she didn't take her own life, that they killed her. Could you imagine you even beginning to unpack all of that? Oh my god. Okay, I'll grab it.
Shocked and disgusted and nauseous, but I almost wasn't surprised that it was the Farwells and Divine was even involved a little. And I thought she had killed herself. At the time, and I thought that was the most tragic thing I had ever heard in my life. Like I said, I couldn't sleep.
Because you would know why. You would know exactly why she had taken her own life and that it was to do with those sick fucks grooming her. I wouldn't have been able to sleep either, even beginning to try to unpack all the shit that had happened to you, let alone thinking about other people. Mm-mm. And then to find out that she didn't do it to herself.
Because, once I read the details, her and I started out exactly the same way. Exactly. I know exactly how that girl felt. I know exactly how she felt. And she, I moved. I was lucky I moved. But she really bore the brunt. She bore the heavy weight of it, and she cost her life. And I see exactly how that happened. I was her.
I cannot thank you enough for being so candid with us tonight over something that's obviously traumatic, and I'm really appreciative of you telling your story. Thank you so much for this.
Thanks a lot. I was just really upset to see his testimony and how much he lied. And he's a weasel coward, and I know he's not going to see this interview. Thanks for having me, though.
Well, he may very well see it. Again, I appreciate you. I appreciate you telling your story tonight. I do need to say this. I have to state again that Robert Devine is not facing any criminal charges in connection with Sandra Birchmore's death, but the overseers found his behavior deplorable enough to boot him from the force, even though he decided to retire before they could officially do so.
Of course he did, the fucking coward. Pisses me off. I forgot what I was going to say. Abraham said, and it was only because her family didn't get up and had another person come review the autopsy. That pisses me off because in the article they made it seem like the FBI was onto them, and that's why they figured out that Sandra Birchmore had not done it to herself. That really pisses me the fuck off. Lord have mercy. At least they're changing this to a homicide, unlike the Greenberg case. Yeah, that shit, it irritates me too with the Greenberg case. That's complete and utter bullshit. So this is the article that Cara had gotten for us to talk about. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna check it out. We're gonna read it. Excuse me. So it says the Los Angeles Police Department stands by, quote, no further crimes confirmed in the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And it reads, LAPD told the news the only confirmed offense in the case of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez is the concealment of her body. A statement that's now sparking questions as critics urge prosecutors to examine her alleged relationship with 19-year-old David. In the case, the only confirmed offense in the case is the concealment of her body. So basically they're saying the only thing we can confirm is that her body was concealed after death. They're not saying anything publicly about the relationship with David. To be honest with you, I want her to have justice and he needs to be held accountable. Yes, thank you, Cara. I appreciate it. But I, as much as we see in Hollywood of these sick fucks getting away with it, they're gonna say, "Oh well, it's not like we didn't try. We took her back home from over there. Her parents put out a missing person report, and she chose to be there." They're gonna blame her, and it pisses me off, and it is bullshit. But I don't know what else to do about it because they won't ever hold these fucks accountable. Yep, sweep it under the rug. That's what's about to happen. I believe the family had one of the country's best pathologists review the autopsy. Someone very well known and reputable. That's good to know. I thought the FBI helped change it. The article continues. The LAPD confirmed Thursday with the news that no additional criminal charges have been substantiated in the investigation surrounding the death of 13-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose body was discovered earlier this year after she had been reported missing. In a statement provided to the news on November 6th, the department said in its prior news release stands on its own, reaffirming that, quote, no crime other than the concealment of a body may have occurred, unquote. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office also told the outlet that no case has yet been presented for review or prosecution. However, this doesn't change the fact that someone hid Rivas Hernandez's body and someone should be charged and punished. The case has drawn national attention due to Rivas Hernandez's prior connection to David Anthony Burke, a 19-year-old singer who known professionally as David, who had been linked to the missing teen before her death. Neither David nor anyone else has been charged in connection with the case. Following the KTLA report, several journalists, advocates, and online commentators expressed frustration that investigators have not publicly addressed the nature of the relationship between the artist and the minor. Steve Fisher, a LAPI, posted on X, quote, no, you know what? I can get this myself. Get it from the man himself. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see what he said. Okay, so this has got to be about what they said. Hold on a minute. Kalisa said LAPD is corrupt and use the rich and famous paying them off as a matter of course. Yep. And it makes me mad. Yep. California does need to get their shit together. Sorry, not sorry. So SF Investigate said LAPD confirmed to KTLA News on November 6th that their prior news release, quote, stands on its own, unquote. That release stated no crime other than the concealment of the body may have occurred in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case involving David. The LA County District Attorney's Office also confirmed that no case has yet been presented to their office for consideration. It's worth noting that nowhere in the press release or in any official statements has there been mention of an investigation into the relationship David had with Celeste. Yes, that could be a difficult case to prove because Celeste is no longer here to testify, but that does not mean it should not be pursued. Hopefully, law enforcement and the DA's office will do their job and take on a case, even if it's challenging, even if people close to Celeste are unwilling to cooperate, because it would expose their knowledge of the illegal relationship. Charges should still be filed. We must prove we will protect children from predators. In a way, it feels like Celeste delivered some of the justice herself with her final live stream calling David out for what it was, child RAPE. If you do not know her live stream, the live stream they did, she did call David a child RAPER. Don't know how to spell ist. RAPEIST. Don't know. We'll go back to the article. Angela said, yeah, but he's not rich or too famous yet unless he thought this was the way to get his fame. I don't know. I know he had some kind of infatuation with this little girl. There used to be a saying that I heard people say. They would say, yep, gross men would say get them young so you can train them up to be what you want them to be. And I think that's what he was doing with Celeste. And it's true, I battled with knowing who I am as a person for so long because I don't even know who I am as a person because of, being groomed. And then the whole time my brain was developing from like 14 on, I was on drugs. So who am I when I'm not on drugs? It's a question that I still can't. Well, I can answer because I haven't done anything in 10 years, but it's hard to know who I am as a person and find myself now because of that. And it's just it needs to stop. It really does. Nice to know you can have a decomposing child's body found in your trunk and it's no big deal, right? Okay. The article continues. Saying that Steve posted on X, quote, nowhere in the press release or in any official statements has there been mention of an investigation into the relationship David had with Celeste. Yes, that could be a difficult case to prove because Celeste is no longer here to testify, but that does not mean it should not be pursued. Even if people close to Celeste are unwilling to cooperate because it would expose their knowledge of the illegal relationship, charges should still be filed. We must prove we will protect children from predators, unquote. And we just read that. Law enforcement sources told KTLA the case remains technically open, but retired. That as of this week, no new evidence of additional crimes has been confirmed. Community advocates, meanwhile, say they will continue to pressure the LAPD and District Attorney Nathan Hoochman's office to pursue a broader inquiry. They're going to close this case out and say it's just concealment of a body. If they said, law enforcement sources told the news, they said the case remains technically open but retired, that as of this week, no new evidence or additional crimes have been confirmed. They're going to leave it technically open but retired, as they so eloquently put, and say that all it is concealment of a body. David's not going to be held accountable for raping, however you want to spell it, a child and her death. It's going to be considered some horrible overdose accident. Oh my God. Another one that's not going to get justice. This child, and she was barely a teenager, who was found dismembered in a trunk, is just going to get pushed to the wayside. Yep. Pisses me off too. Gardens take care of animals, make holistic products, and this stream give you. Well, thank you, Lori, and I appreciate it. Yeah, she put herself in the trunk. Like, what the fuck? No other crime other than concealment of a body. Where's the justice? Oh, I appreciate it, Cara. I do. And that he can do anything he wants and get away with it. I wonder how much he paid to make this go away. My God. That's so fucked up. Kalisa said, I just don't understand. The public needs to harass the DA. I bet if it was his little girl found, their heads would roll. Yep. I don't even know what to say about it. I'm so angry right now. I'm pulling up this body cam, but I'm infuriated right now. You would think, tell your cat, you would think But as of right now, there's no other charges, and the case is technically open, but it's retired, which means they ain't gonna do nothing else with it. That's their way of saying the only crime here is concealment of a body. That's it. That's all. So y'all need to stop digging into it. Right? If it was the DA's kid, David would be in jail. Exactly.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Like we were just talking about the other day with Robert De Niro's grandson and Blondie, somebody that's related to Blondie's child or whatever. They're people who, the people who sold them the substances they took and overdosed are in jail. Just got sentenced to 20 plus years in jail, prison, whatever. And meanwhile, over in California, it's concealment of a body. That's it. They're going to say she overdosed or something. Never mind her being with a grown ass man and him abusing her. Fuck all that. That's very, very infuriating. I don't even know, like, what even to say at this, to that. I'm just, you have hope, and then it gets crushed. You have hope that they'll actually do something this time, that they'll make it right, especially since it's in the news. I mean, never mind all the cases we don't hear about. But no. Nope. All right, so this is what I believe to be the next body cam in this case. I haven't listened to it, so there's been the redactions and things have not been taken out of this video. I just uploaded it yesterday afternoon after we got off the live, and we're going to cover it today. Apparently, it doesn't matter. She OD'd, did the damage to herself, and then put herself in the trunk. Right. Bye, Max. Have a good day, love. Lorianne said, my question is her body didn't get there by her own doing. Hello. Yep, and they're not going to do a fucking thing about it. Have a good day, Max, sweetheart. All right, so I haven't removed any redactions or anything from this. It's just 100% raw body cam that I was given. It appears to be about a month later, and I'm thinking that that's her husband that's coming in to talk with them. Sugar babe.
I think you've met Detective in Day. Remember me? Detective Jim Jones.
How you doing?
Okay, this woman right here, that's the woman that was talking to her. The woman with the handcuffs and stuff right here, that's the officer that was talking to her saying, I know you're just a mom. I get it. Did you need money? Whatever. Like trying to give her all the chances in the world to admit to what she had done, and she didn't. Abella's, oh my God, thank you so very much for gifting 10 home memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I appreciate that so very much. Wow, thank you so much, Abellis. Those memberships went to Can't Scare a Mama Bear, Grammy B and NC, Newport Marina, NM Taco, Joe Crowley, Team Clue and Cletus, Truth Will Be Spoken, Kathy, Buzzy Butt, aka the Cat Lady, and Sarah Elizabeth. If you guys were gifted from Abellis and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Abellis thank you. Thank you so much, Abellis, my love. I'm going to grab the Polar Express to pick us up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you again, Abellis. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Abellis. All aboard. They haven't released her cause of death. As far as I know, Kelly Disdelicious is still undetermined. I don't know if they're going to release it, because if they're saying that the case is technically open but retired. That tells me that they're done. Karen, thank you for that. Let me pull that real quick. Seven minutes. Sheriff's detectives arrested Ashlee Buzzard for felony false imprisonment and missing daughter's locations remains are unknown. Ashlee's been arrested, y'all. All right, what do we got? Whoa, where did it go? Lordy have mercy. Thank you. Okay. Vandenberg Village, California. Ashlee Buzzard, the mother of still missing 9-year-old Melanie Buzzard, was arrested Friday morning on charges unrelated to the search. According to Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, detectives learned that the 40-year-old had prevented a person from leaving a location against their will, which qualifies as false imprisonment. Detectives, don't you start this shit. Detectives arrested Ashlee on a felony charge of false imprisonment, and she will be booked on the charge at the Northern Branch Jail with bail set at $100,000, shared the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. The search for Ashlee's daughter is still ongoing, and anyone who has seen Melody or has had contact with her is asked to contact the sheriff's detectives at 805-681-4150. You can share information about Melody while remaining anonymous by calling 805-681-4171 or visiting the link. Okay. It says it's talking about updates, a 3-day trip from California to Utah in a rental car, as well as sightings of the pair wearing and changing wigs and license plates during the trip. Don't be stupid. This is an evolving situation, and more information will be added to this article as it becomes available. So all we know right now is that she's arrested on a false imprisonment charge for holding somebody against their will. It doesn't have to do with Melody right now, but they've at least got her in jail, and she hopefully will start to talk while she's in jail. His next crimes will be even worse, probably. Hopefully she'll talk now. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Yes. Hopefully they can get her on medication that she needs and she'll start talking. Cops are known for keeping a case open even when not doing anything further. It keeps the public, family, and attorneys from accessing all of their info and evidence. Yep. Hey, Addie B. If case is officially closed, they are required to release certain information and evidence if asked to. Yep. I hope she starts talking. Yep. You're right about that, Kelly. Lord knows, I hope that woman starts talking. I'll keep that pulled up in case anybody comes in asking for information on it. Thank God she was finally arrested. Addie said, I don't think she'll talk now that they've arrested her. She's paranoid and mentally unstable as she is. I'm hoping they can get her on the right medication. And once that has time to set in and get in her system good, she'll start talking, maybe about 2 weeks. I'm visiting Connie's grandchildren. Just seen it pop up and wanted to let you guys know. Thank you so much, Karen. I hope you have a good day. If y'all don't mind, please twinkle over to the thumbs up if you're coming in and going out.
Come on, players, stop hating. Stop hating. Start participating. Start participating, Star. Come on, twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle, baby. Have a good day, Connie. Thank you so much for that information. I appreciate it because I was not aware. All right, so it appears in this body cam that they are going to interview the husband of our OnlyFans woman that was abusing her own fucking children. I have not been through this audio yet. We're going to blind react together. I haven't removed any redactions or anything. Good thing. I didn't think of that to get her mental health better, but we'll be too late. I hope not. Lord, I hope not.
Before we start recording. So You guys are ready.
Before we just get started, I just have questions. He's looking at photos. He's identifying people in the photos. What exactly?
People, places, details.
Okay.
And then I've got questions about relationship, things like that.
The children.
Okay, and then we do this, and then Friday we're good to go.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right,
Daddy.
just be honest. Anything that you know, be open, honest. Don't hold back. Okay?
Me too, Abraham.
We'll be good to go on Friday.
Okay. Are you recording it?
Yes.
Okay. Now my audio is recording. All right, we are here. It is September 27th, 2023, approximately 10:01 a.m. We are at the Port St. Lucie Police Department. Present in the room is myself, Assistant State Attorney Katie Reed. And Sandra and Swaste and Detective Jim Jones. This is in case of State of Florida versus
Natalie Jessalynn Wagner.
2178A. I'm going to put you under oath, and then I'm going to go over a few things. Will you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm everything you're about to tell me is going to be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Now, if at any point while I'm talking to you, while I'm asking you questions, you have questions for your lawyer, tell me. We'll pause the recording. We'll give you all privacy. You can speak with her, ask any questions you have. Before coming in today, did you have time to talk with your lawyer about the conversation we're going to have?
Briefly. Yes.
Okay. And like I said, anything comes up that you have questions about, we can stop. You can talk to her. You understand you don't have a subpoena here today, so you're not given immunity for anything you say. In other words, anything you say can be used against you. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you understand you've been offered a plea offer in your case. That offer is you're going to plead to a charge of child neglect, charge of contributing to delinquency of a minor. You're going to get a withhold of adjudication. You're going to be put on probation for 5 years. You're going to be required not to have any
Hold up.
eligible for automatic termination. However, you can petition for termination after 3 years of probation.
So if he's being charged with this stuff, does that mean he knew? Okay, Angela, be safe, love. I don't think she has an attorney or she wouldn't be talking. Maybe I'm wrong. I think this is the husband. What the hell? Hold on, I'm gonna back it up. He's charged.
Lawyer about the conversation we're going to have.
Briefly. Yes.
Okay. And like I said, anything comes up that you have questions about, we can stop. You can talk to her. You understand you don't have a subpoena here today, so you're not given immunity for anything you say. In other words, anything you say can be used against you. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you understand you've been offered a plea offer in your case. That offer is you're going to plead to a charge of child neglect, charge of contributing to delinquency of a minor. You're going to get a withhold of adjudication. You're going to be put on.
Okay. So contributing to the delinquency of a minor means that they gave the baby something. Oh, shit. So he knew.
Probation for 5 years. You're going to be required not to have any
No contact with the children or any
eligible
other
for
children.
automatic termination. However, you can petition for termination after 3 years of probation. You're not going to be eligible for modifications, administrative probation, or alternative sanctions. Is that the plea offer that your attorney's gone over with you?
I just want to clarify. I'd be requesting any sort of third-party contact for any purpose of divorce or court proceedings, not in regards to any of this.
Oh, fuck. He knew. Kelly said, see there, Ashlee technically hasn't committed any crimes, but she's locked up. But David, with a dismembered minor in his car, is not. Right. Discovered the shape of DNA, has died at 97. He actually dreamed the double helix, woke up, and boom, he was right. Wow. Interesting.
But if he attempts to get divorced, I want him to be able to have that.
That's no problem.
Okay.
And we can put that in the plea form.
Okay.
And as part of your plea offer, you're required, if you're subpoenaed to testify in court, you're required to testify truthfully about anything that's asked. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And all we're asking of you today is to tell the truth about anything I ask you. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And you've been put under oath, so that means you are subject to the penalty of perjury. Do you understand that? Okay. So long story short, I think I asked it in 3 different ways, but all I'm asking of you today is to tell the truth. Are we on the same page?
Yes, we are.
Okay. And have you been threatened by anyone to speak with me today?
No.
And up until just now, have you ever met me before?
No.
Have we ever spoken before?
No.
Okay. Now, before we start speaking, I do want for a while, I have listened to those, just so you know. And
Can't believe
before we
you
do get
fucking
started,
knew.
now that we've gone over all of that, do you have any questions for me or your attorney?
Right now, no.
Okay. Given everything I just went over, do you still want to talk to me? Okay. You need any more time with Ms. Gross before we start?
Not at the moment.
Okay. And like I said, if you do need to stop, let us know. I'm happy to do that. So I'll just start off. State your full name.
Contributing to the delinquency of a minor, I want to know what he gave the babies. What
Where
he
did you
give
live the
children?
year of 2022?
I can't believe he fucking knew.
Now, speaking
8 years.
okay. How old were you when you met?
20. What was it? 22-ish.
Okay. And did that relationship start off as a friendship, turn into a romantic relationship, or tell me about the relationship?
And for about 2 to 3 weeks, we were talking first, get to know each other. Then it started a romantic relationship.
Okay. And did that relationship become sexual?
After that, yeah.
Okay. And when did you get married?
Got married on October 13th, 2018.
Okay. And prior to getting married, had you had sexual relations with her? Okay. Is it a fair statement to say you've had sex with her multiple times? You've seen her naked? Okay. Are you from?
Sorry, you have to answer yes or no, because she's recording.
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with her body?
Yes.
Okay. Does she have any piercings on her body?
Just
Oh
Does she have a
shit.
belly button piercing?
now she did. She did. Now she doesn't. But
Okay.
She did.
I guess for reference, when I'm asking, I'm going to be asking leading up to her arrest, what you know. So leading up to her arrest, did she have a belly button piercing?
Yes.
Okay. As far as you know, did she wear jewelry in her belly button?
Yes.
And you said you got married. Did you give her an engagement ring or a wedding ring?
Yes.
Did
Right.
she wear that frequently?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as you know,
I didn't even think about the fact that her hands are shown in the image, and if she had a wedding ring or an engagement ring on, it probably would have been on. Because that's why they're asking about specific jewelry and things. This is for the Natalie Jessalynn Wagner case. We watched Bodycam from this yesterday. She abused her child. She was an OnlyFans model, and she had she got her son to make a video with her, the child being about 3 years old. This is the husband that we were questioning if he knew anything or not yesterday.
did she wear that until she was arrested?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Now, I know you said you lived at the home with her in 2022 with your children. Who are your children?
Of course, they redact the name of the children. Yeah, it's blurred.
Down in West Palm.
I don't know. I wondered that myself.
Were you in the room when was he delivered vaginally, or did she have to have a C-section?
It was a C-section.
Okay. Did you see him physically come out of her stomach?
Yes.
Okay. And
She proven that she gave birth, like it's her son,
Also down. in
her
West Palm.
DNA.
were you present for his birth?
Yes, I was.
Was it a vaginal birth or a C-section?
Another C-section.
And did you physically see him come?
I mean, you got to think about like the incest, all of it. It's so fucked up. This case is real bad fucked up.
Those surgeries?
Yes.
Okay. Describe the scars, please.
Oh, so they're asking about scars because that you can probably see a scar in some of the videos.
Now, how old were your children when you last saw them or last were taking care of them?
3 and 1.
Okay. Now, 1 year old and 3 years old, you spent time regularly bathing them
Yes.
and regularly changing their diapers?
Yes.
Okay. Taking care of them as a father would?
Yes.
Okay. So it's safe to say you've seen your children naked?
Yes.
Are you familiar with their bodies?
Yes.
Okay. Where all have you lived with your children? What homes?
So here in Port St. Lucie, and then in 2021.
So
I think they're in just a room, probably in the police department.
what do you do, or what did you do for work back in 2022?
I was
I don't know. I mean, like
40 plus hours.
Was it a consistent schedule, or what were your days like?
It was, at first, it was consistent, but then things got a little hectic, so it was very inconsistent.
Okay.
I don't know when my next day was off. And a lot of times on my days off, I still had to go in.
Okay. If you can remember, specifically in May of 2022, what did your daily life look like? Did you wake up and go to work? Tell me if there's any consistency, what your days look like in May of 2022.
May of 2022, it would be wake up, go to work, come home, usually eat, and then go to sleep to repeat.
Okay.
this man out working.
Did
trying
she
to
have a
provide.
job?
I'm trying to remember when she got her job, because there was a time where she wasn't working. I think May of 2022, she wasn't working.
Okay. So was she spending time at home with the kids?
Yes.
Would she be alone with them?
Yes.
No, she was their mother. So did she spend a lot of time alone with the kids?
Yes.
And when you weren't working and you were home, what were you doing at home? Do you have any hobbies, or what were you spending your time doing?
Usually when I was home, like off of work, I'd be spending time with the kids. We'd go out, maybe to the park or something, do some shopping. That's about it.
Did you play video games?
Yes.
Okay, where in your house would you play video games?
In the half of the garage was sectioned off into a room, made it as an extra room. So.
And that was like your gaming room?
Yes.
Did the children spend time in there?
Yes.
Would you spend time in there alone?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It does. Abraham.
As far as, I guess, the regular norm at the home, would you all spend time naked walking around with the children?
She would. I know my oldest.
That's
in, like,
disgusting.
clothes. As for me, the most would be like just shirtless.
Okay. All right. Now, how were you guys financially? Were you making a lot of money? Were you struggling? Tell me a little bit about that.
It was more leaning towards struggling.
Okay.
Because like I said, at the time, there was a time where I was the only one working. So only having one income doesn't really cover everything nowadays.
Okay. Did creative.
Hey, Brady, did you hear that Ashlee Buzzard's mom just got arrested this morning on false imprisonment for somebody else? But they do have her in jail right now, which is good.
Start selling videos on the internet?
Yes.
What kind of videos were those that you knew of?
The ones I knew of was just selling pictures and videos of herself. masturbation, just regular pictures, things like that.
Did you guys ever start making sexual videos of you and her having sex or doing sexual activities?
Yes.
And those would be video recorded, and would she sell those as well?
Yes.
Okay. What about any videos with the animals? Were you aware of any of those?
I was not.
Okay. Did you become aware of those at some point after her arrest?
After the arrest, yes.
Okay. But leading up to that, you weren't aware of her
No.
making any videos with the animals? Okay. What about
Oh my God. The videos with the children is what she's
Um,
asking about
now?
now.
Obviously, she's been arrested. I'm sure you've talked to her and you've heard of the allegations, so you've since become aware. But your testimony is that you had no idea that she was making sexual videos with the kids.
No.
Okay. Was there ever any issues with her and infidelity with men on the internet?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Did you know she was filming herself breastfeeding the children?
No.
So whenever you would be home, did you ever witness anything go off in your head?
No.
You never saw her naked with the kids touching her?
I've seen, like I said, her and my oldest naked, but nothing like touching or anything that would
Oh
be
no.
inappropriate.
That would cause you to.
Raise an alarm.
Okay.
Yep.
Did she ever come to you with any issues with anyone online giving her a hard time about videos or asking her for certain videos that she didn't want to make?
Yes, she told me a couple times of people being like that or asking for specific.
Hey, Shada.
And I would tell her not to do it.
What kind of things would she say?
I know one time they were asking for like bathroom stuff, so going to the bathroom and recording that. And I said, don't do that.
Okay. Did she ever come to you specifically about people asking her to take sexual videos with her children?
She did once, and I told her that's a big no.
Okay.
And she said okay. And
What?
left it.
The fact that you even had to tell her that's a big no. What the fuck are we even? What? Why would she need you to tell her not to do that? Well, I mean, I guess she did it, so fuck.
That. As far as I'm aware.
Okay. What did she tell you in that conversation, if you remember?
It was someone wanted to see a video of her playing with Isaiah's private parts.
Okay.
Jesus.
And when she approached you with that, is that what she told you? And did she say she was thinking about it? Give me as much detail as you can.
That she just came up to me with, this person wants that video. And I said no. And she's like, well, I wasn't going to do it. I was just letting you know.
Okay.
I feel like if you said no, like it was a question that had happened before.
How would she exchange these videos? And when I ask the videos you're aware of, any sexual content, how would she sell them?
Only thing I was aware of was Snapchat, and I knew about the Dropbox.
Did you have a Snapchat?
I did.
So what was your Snapchat name?
I believe it was.
Yeah, letting you know to see if you
What
would
was
be
her
okay
name?
with it. Yeah.
She had a couple.
Right?
Can't really remember the names right now.
Okay. Do you know what her account was or her email address for Dropbox?
Should have been
same email she used for everything? Regardless, the police have it, so.
And you said she had a couple Snapchat names. If you don't remember the exact numbers, that's fine. Do you remember anything about them? First initial, last name, any sequence of characters in her Snapchat names?
I know one of them was like, I know one was like,
In her life that you know of?
I believe so.
Okay. Do you know if she had Twitter?
She did.
Do you know what her Twitter was?
They can't hear because I have headphones in, but if they could hear, yes, everybody, all the ears would be covered up. Basil is just sitting here chilling. But yeah, nobody can hear because I have headphones on.
I believe it was.
I hate all the redactions, but I'm glad he didn't know anything, evidently.
Okay. All right, at this point, I'm going to show you some images. As I show you the images, I'm going to ask specific questions about them. I have each image, I'm going to put a number on the record, and that's just for me to be able to reference back to.
Okay.
And then I'll ask you the questions. And if the quality of the image is not good enough for you to be able to recognize anything, tell me that.
Okay.
And if you, we'll just go from there. So at this point, I'm going to show you what I have marked as record 2A from report dated 8/25/2022. Can you tell what's going on in that image?
That looks like our dog.
What kind of dog did you have?
She was a boxer pit bull mix.
Okay. What color was she?
Like a Brendo pattern, so like brown.
Okay. And did she live at your house here in Port St. Lucie with you?
Yes.
Okay. What else do you see in that picture?
Oh my God.
And then the ring.
Okay. Is that what ring is that?
That's the wedding ring, engagement ring.
Okay. So you purchased that ring for her?
Yes.
Okay. Anything in the background, do you recognize anything back there?
Well, that looks like the bed frame of our bed.
And is that of your house in Port St. Lucie?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you record 2B with the same date of 8/25/2022.
By this time, I think that he's well aware of what she did and probably that the police have a lot of evidence. So he's had time to try to deal with it. This is like a year later. So still concerning though.
Do you recognize anyone in that photo or anything?
Yes.
What do you recognize?
And we got her tattoo.
Brady Little Me has been a member for a month. Thank you so much for sharing that milestone with me today. And thank you for the continued support. You are amazing. I greatly appreciate you. And thank you again for the continued support. That was so very sweet. I appreciate you sharing your milestone with us today. Thank you. Abraham said, I believe him too. In my opinion, guilty people behave and react differently, but my gut instincts rarely ever fail me. When it does, it's because I ignore it, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to burn some sage after this too, Addie. Have a good day, love. I worked as a bartender at the Club Med in Port St. Lucie in 1990. I've never been there.
Bracelet and her belly piercing.
What kind of tattoo is that?
She had a.
I don't got a
Or her
redacted
left
tattoo.
Okay. And do you recognize anything that's in that background?
Hey, Hannah, if I didn't say hey to you.
I know
Good to see
that
you.
little buzz thing is something that the kids was playing with. It's like a playpen type thing.
Okay.
Like you fold it down, fold it up.
Where in your house did you keep that?
That was he drove it all over.
It was something light that the children could
Yeah.
move? Okay. And you said you recognize that, and I guess you've known her for, you said 8 years?
Yes.
And you've seen her naked,
Yes.
where you're confident that's her body?
Yes.
And we can only see the back of his head and his back, but you're his father.
I know.
Okay. I'm showing you record 3 from 8/25/2022. Can you describe what you see in?
He seems to be really cooperating with police by saying even though it's the child's back, he knows 100% that that's his child. Which makes me feel like he's had time to process and he is pissed off and understands the gravity of what happened. Wolfpack said, in the 60s and 70s, we had nude hippie communes and you never heard of any sick shit like this. Because people didn't do shit like that. Not that often. Port St. Lucie isn't alive and popping. That's one of the areas Florida man is usually from. Lord have mercy with those linebacker shoulders, said Lorianne.
This image, please.
So once is on the toilet, and then
Ew.
Excuse me. That's a dog that she picked up on the side of the road and was trying to keep, but we didn't end up keeping it.
Did that dog that she picked up, was that when you were living at your house in Port St. Lucie?
Yes.
Okay, and do you recognize the background?
That's a whole new meaning to picking up strays. What the fuck?
That she's on that toilet, do you recognize that area? Or that room? And if you don't, that's okay too. If you can't tell me, I don't want you to force an answer.
No, it's one of the bathrooms. I just don't know which one.
How many bathrooms did you have?
2.
Okay. And when you say one of those bathrooms, are you referring to the house in Port St. Lucie that you lived in with the kids?
Yes.
Okay. And you body that you can see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yuck.
I'll show you record 4 from the 8/25/2022 report. Now there's some things blurred out, but without looking at the blurred image, can you tell me what you see here?
Once again, it looks like, and then I see.
I wish they'd quit redacting everything.
Okay.
What?
Okay. And is there a belly button ring in that picture?
She's even having a hard time looking at the pictures. Did you see her?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to
Like
ask this
SPD
question, even though you
something.
might not be able to tell me. Do you recognize anything in the background?
Not really.
Okay. Showing you record 5 from report 8/25/22. What do you see in this photo?
Looks like that's the back.
Do you recognize where that photo was taken?
Bed.
That looks like the master bedroom.
Of your house in Port St. Lucie?
Correct.
Okay. And what are you seeing that makes you
Yeah, I
think
need
that
to
that's
get
where that
mine.
is?
The walls in that room were like a light blue, and that looks like that light blue.
Okay. And are we looking through a door here? Is that a door to somewhere, to another room, or can you tell what that is?
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Do you know what this is over here? Is this a window or are you not sure?
That looks like the window,
Okay.
but I'm also not sure because the way the room was set up, the window was.
She's not in this video as of right now. The only person in this video that was in the other video is the husband, and then the woman that's all the way beside the camera, that was the detective that was out there. And I think the male detective that we saw is sitting way over here to the left, and you can see his little pant leg in the corner, kind of right here. Oh, you can't see my mouse.
Here facing like
Maybe
the
now you
road,
can. Right there.
and the door was over here. They weren't that close, so
Okay,
I'm not really sure.
gotcha.
Yeah.
But the wall looks familiar
Yeah.
to you.
Unfortunately.
And I know I'm just showing you stills, but if you were to see a video, you think that would possibly help you as far as being able to tell where they are?
Possibly.
Showing you record 6 from report generated 8/25/2022. What do you see in this photo?
I see
They went through 6.5 hours of her social media and
Naked.
videos and shit.
Can you tell where that photo was taken? Do you recognize anything in the background?
that's our bed.
Okay, and is that the bed you had here in Port St. Lucie?
Yes,
And what's behind the bed? Is that a window?
that's the window.
Okay, and it had curtains on it?
Yes.
Showing you a still from record 7 from report generated August 25th, 2022. Do you know who that is?
That is me.
Okay, do you know where you are?
I'm in the room, and that was me sleeping.
Is that your bed?
Yes.
Okay. What side did you always sleep on the same side of the bed?
Yes.
What side of the bed did you sleep on?
If you came into the room, the right side, I guess.
So if I'm staring at the bed and you were to get in the bed, would you get on the left
The
or the right?
closest, like. So.
Or the bed's facing?
Yeah, so the bed is this way. Here comes the door. I would be the one closest to the door.
Okay, understood. And do you recognize, how do you know that that's your bed in your room?
Gotcha.
I recognize that blanket. I recognize the walls and the pillow.
Okay, and that was in the house here in Port St. Lucie?
Yes.
I'm gonna show record 8 from 8/25/22. What do you see in this image?
Another. And that rescue dog licking her private parts while on the toilet.
Ew. What?
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
The dog is licking her private parts. Ugh.
Gonna show a record 9 from 8/25/2022. What do you see in this photo?
Ugh. What the fuck? They don't think he was involved, but that he should have known, and that's why he was
And it
charged,
looks
right?
like she's playing with herself.
Anything in the background?
Yes.
What do you recognize in the background?
Recognize that door leading to the bathroom, the master bathroom, and then that's the end of the bed. That's the bed frame, and then that's the TV that was in the room.
Okay, so was the bed frame elevated at the bottom of the bed and the top?
The top was higher, but the bottom was like, it was elevated, just not as high as the head.
Good point, Kelly. Kelly said, wait, so he was charged, but not Jen Soto? Evidently. Motherfucking-dently.
And when you say that was your room here in Port St. Lucie?
Yes.
Showing you record 10 from report 8/25/2022. Do you know?
How did he even get involved with a woman like this? Like, this has got to be like, I mean, something was wrong. Okay, for a long time. Okay. All I got to say is if this woman's married, I don't think any woman out there should have an issue getting married. You know what I mean? Oh, God, Jesus. It's crazy how these charges work. Just seems to depend on each county. They do what they want. Yep. Yep. He's being charged, but he was out working and providing and not even in the house. Yep. I played it. It's redacted.
You can see her face here, so you recognize her face as well as her body.
Yes.
Okay. This is a still from record 11, 8/25/2022. What do you see in this photo?
Breastfeeding again while she's naked playing with herself.
Oh my God. Breastfeeding again while she's naked and playing with herself.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I'm going to show record 12 from 8/25/2022. Who do you see in this image?
I see
In this photo?
he is.
Is that a necklace that he would wear a lot?
No.
No. Have you seen him wear it before?
Yes.
Okay.
That used to be my necklace, but one of the links broke. And I believe she fixed it, but it was too short for my neck. So she gave it to him.
Okay. So it was like a chain necklace? This photo.
Yes,
Is that the same ring you purchased for her as an engagement or wedding ring?
it is.
Record 13 from report
It is thick folder.
8/25/2022. Can you recognize
be rage
anyone in
cleaning.
that photo? If you can't, I understand.
No, that's not sure. But I have an idea of what's going on, but I can't pick out who anyone is.
Okay. Can you see a face, or is it hard to even make out anything?
I see a face, but it's hard to
Okay.
discern who that is.
Okay. Thank you. Record 14 from 8/25/2022. Can you tell who or what that is?
Hefty file for a hefty bitch.
Previous picture with the the chain on his neck.
Does that look like the same necklace that he was
Yes.
wearing, and the same necklace that was once yours?
Yes.
Record 15 from report 8/25/22. What do you see? What do you recognize here?
I see the bed, and I see
Okay. And you said the bed, the same bed in your house in Port St. Lucie?
yes,
And do you recognize the walls?
yes,
Do you recognize those walls to be the ones from Port St. Lucie?
yes.
I do have a few more. I apologize. I'm sure this isn't fun.
Has to be done.
All right. So for the record, I am showing you this is record 1 from report generated August 31st, 2022. Do you recognize anyone in that photo? What
Bottom part of her face, like her mouth, that's
And I guess we didn't talk about her physical features, but is there something about her face or her mouth that stands out to you?
well, I know not specifically her mouth, but her
Yeah, we'll try to go through that one. I don't know that I'll play it today. I don't know about the drunk woman, but I need to get it. I need to get that. I'll make a video on that so we can play it as a soundbite. The husband is verifying the photos. Yep. You know, we tell single moms to be careful who they date due to creepy men, but a lot of these single dads just hook up with whatever they can find. Right, but it makes me so mad because, like I said, Mr. Speculating was a single dad with 4 very small children when we met and dated, got together, and, like, he has never for a second that he has had breath in his lungs that I've known him, not done everything in his power to protect his children, keep them safe, make sure they have everything they need. I mean, it's sick. It's sick. We're doing the second body cam video, or the next, that I believe it's the next one, from the Natalie Jessalynn Wagner case where she was sleeping with her toddler and she wasn't sleeping. And the dog, as we found out, he's going over photos, still images that they have from the cameras, identifying things.
And it's like both under and in front of her
Yep.
chin.
Okay. How would you describe her lips? Would you describe them as small, medium, large?
She had some filler in them
Say
bitches.
medium to large.
Okay. But are they lips that you would recognize?
I would.
Okay. Now this is record 2 from report August 31st, 2022. What do you see in this photo?
I see the room with the bed and TV, and it looks like he's taking off his clothes.
Okay. And in your bedroom, you mentioned the TV, and you're talking about your bedroom in Port St. Lucie?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Has kind of poor quality, but I'll ask
Aw,
anyways.
thank
This
you.
is record 3 from report August 31st, 2022. Do you recognize anyone or anything in that? Can you tell where they are?
Not really.
Okay. Record 4A from report generated August 31st, 2022.
Right.
What can you tell me about this photo?
Yeah, that looks like the same room here in Port St. Lucie. And I know that is
I got some ideas for making that video about the sex torture.
Did you have a fan in
We're
that
gonna-
room in Port St. Lucie on the ceiling?
I'm gonna try
Yes.
and make
Okay.
something.
Here's 4B
Yeah.
from report August 31st, 2022. What or who do you recognize in that photo? Do you recognize where she is or anything in the background?
it looks like the same room in Port St. Lucie.
And this room that we've been referring to, was that your master room where you? Record 5 from report August 31st, 2022. Do you recognize anything in this photo?
I recognize her ring.
Same ring you bought for her.
Yes.
Record 6 from August 31st, 2022. What do you recognize in that photo?
I recognize
As her stomach?
yes.
Okay. Can you tell where that photo is?
That also looks like the same room in Port St. Lucie.
And what about it looks like that room?
The bed and TV.
Okay. Record 7 from report August 31st, 2022. Can you tell who or what is in that photo?
That would be
Okay. Record 8A from August 31st, 2022. What's going on in this picture?
so that's me walking from what would be the bathroom to the door of the room. And that
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the bed.
And this was your home in Port St. Lucie?
Yes.
Have you ever seen this before? This photo or this video?
People reported her and Snapchat reported her. Content. Good to see you. Sometimes they play in my head at the most inappropriate times, and the more I try not to laugh, the crazier I look trying not to laugh. They have a lot of still shots and images. Well, Kelly, they're trying to prove in court that it's definitively her without a doubt. It's her in the videos and images, so they have to do this.
This photo?
Yeah.
You seen this photo before?
No.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Had you
A
ever
couple of
seen a
months,
video
probably.
of you walking by with the kid on the bed like that?
No.
Has a video, I guess, been described to you with you in the background?
It's been described. I just never physically saw it.
Okay. So until after you know this existed?
No.
Okay. Record 8B from report August 31st, 2022. What are we looking at?
I see that's the same room in Port St. Lucie. Can tell by the bed, the TV, and the bathroom, and that naked on the bed.
Mm.
Record 9 from report August 31st, 2022. Do you know who that is?
That
Record 10, report August 31st, 2022. What are we looking at here?
his car seat, and I recognized that car by the red leather interior.
What car was it?
It was my Kia K5.
Okay. Did you normally drive that car?
Yes.
And you would drive that? You said he's in his car seat, so you would drive that with the kids?
Yes.
Do you recognize anything else in the photo?
I hope he doesn't.
On her finger.
Did she ever sit in the back seat with the kids in the car when you would drive?
No.
If you had someone else in the passenger seat, would she sit in the back seat?
I mean, with two car seats in the back, it's kind of hard to fit someone else back there. So typically, no one will be in the back. As far as I'm aware.
Okay. Record 11 from report August 31st, 2022.
So did he just find out that she had some other dude in the back seat? Talking about, that they couldn't fit nobody with two car seats in the back?
Do you know who that is? Recognize anything in the background?
That looks like the same bed and room in Port St. Lucie.
Okay.
You can tell by the comforter and the foot of the bed.
That comforter we're looking at, that was a comforter you had in your room?
Yes.
Record 12, report August 31st, 2022. Describe this one, please.
The bed in our room in Port St. Lucie.
Is that the same necklace we saw in previous photos?
Yes.
And that's the necklace you described that was once yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn.
Record 13 from report August 31st, 2022. What, if anything, can you tell me that you see here?
Yep.
Well, I can tell that can tell by she also had is that like a
Okay.
on her chin. I can also about before her ring and then her bracelet.
And do you recognize her lips?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell where that is?
It looks like the room, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Record 14 from report August 31st, 2022. Can you tell who is in this photo? Okay, where, will you point to where you're,
With the light blue shirt. Yeah.
like this area? Does that look like anybody? If you can tell.
That. But from this angle, it's kind of hard to tell.
Okay, thank you. If you manipulate the photo or move it to different angles, does that make a difference to you or not? If not, that's okay.
Not really.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's stills that they pulled from videos content.
Showing you record 15 from report August 31st, 2022.
And we're almost done with it, but like, how could you? Kalisa said it seemed like she thought it was a funny game, no conscience at all. How could you? Like, I genuinely hope that child doesn't remember, but what if he does? What if she hadn't got caught? What if somebody hadn't called or if somebody hadn't seen it on Snapchat and you know, contacted authorities? Where would we be at then? You know what I mean? Okay. I hope you have a good weekend, Mustang, and I'll be back. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Abraham said, I don't physically hurt my kids. I'm a good mom. No, ma'am, you're a good linebacker and a horrible mom. Right. I just couldn't look at the garbage day in and day out. The cops are so brave. They are. I couldn't do it either.
What do you see in this photo?
I'd punch somebody. I'd be fired.
They're wearing the same chain.
She's abusing him and he's
Same
wearing that
belly
necklace.
piercing, her stomach, and what looks like.
I think so. It's frightening.
Having sex.
Okay. Do you recognize her stomach as
There it was. I recognized the chain that the little boy was wearing, her belly button ring. It's redacted, and he said having sex. This bitch.
Did she have stretch marks or anything?
Yes.
Okay. Record 16 from report August 31st, 2022. Tell me what you see here.
I see necklace in that same room in Port St. Lucie. By the bed, once again the TV, and the door leading to the master bathroom.
And this is record 17 from report August 31st, 2022. Can you tell anything about that photo? Is there anything in that photo that you recognize?
Only thing I recognize is
Mac.
the chain.
Is that the same chain that used to be yours?
Right.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions, I don't think, unless either one of you.
Do you want us to show these two?
I don't think that's necessary. Good. Okay. Well, I don't think I have any other questions. Let me just double check.
He sealed the deal for her fate.
All right. I don't have any other questions for you. Thank you for your time.
I'm going to end the recording now.
And the time is now 10:44 on September 27th, 2023. Yes, you're good. I appreciate it very much. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Have a good day. So I didn't even put my outro video in that one. But I'm going to drop it for you guys if you guys want to go back and get more information on the story. I don't know. I'm glad he identified what he did, but I mean, to hear that exactly what was going on, it's just so upsetting and unnerving. So I'm going to put out a video on that. I'm also going to put a video out where I read the article where Ashlee Buzzard was arrested. he was charged with, like, he's got some stuff going, felony probation and things like that. He's got some stuff that he's being charged with, even though he worked more than 40 hours a week and had no idea, from what we know, from what the police found out, which is upsetting too, because if he's arrested, why wasn't Jennifer Soto arrested? I think he was not in jail, but he's got some probation and things like that to deal with, and he's not allowed to be around the children, I do believe. He must be like, "Oh, now I know why this bitch couldn't get a job. She was too busy doing all this bullshit." You can tell she wore the pants. Yeah. And then at the end of her fucking body cam to be like, it's hard on a mom. I've had 2 C-sections. Da, 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 da. Bitch, stop it. Bitch, stop it. I have raised 8 children, had 3 C-sections, sit all the fucking way down. No excuse. Whew. I want to thank y'all for being here with me. I thank you for hanging out today. Thank you for your support. I like to say it because I feel like I don't express how grateful I am for each and every one of you as much as I should, but I am so very grateful to have found a great community and group of people such as yourselves, for us to hang out every day and talk about these things, and share our thoughts, opinions, and speculations respectfully. I could talk to myself all day and go through YouTube and all of the things by myself, but it would not be anywhere as near as interesting and great as it is going through it with you guys. I will continue to pursue justice and getting information to the best of my ability. I want to thank you for being here again, and thank you again for the support. I will see y'all tomorrow. And if nobody has told you, please always know that you always were and always will be enough. You are very special and you are very important. Your thoughts, opinions, and speculations are important, and that you are loved. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all too. Love y'all too. Of course. And I'll definitely look into stories that y'all bring to me as well. All right, y'all. See you tomorrow. Be safe out there tonight. It's an order, said Abellis. I'll check it, Abellis. All right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. And yep, until then, stay safe. Bye.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
Wrong outro video, but that was a good one too. All right, bye, y'all. See you tomorrow.